You are finally awake.
Oh my god!
What's up, gamers? Lieutenant Obvious here, holding the captain's chair down for the foreseeable future and delivering you all the hottest Starfield content. I suppose I should throw a little disclaimer out. I know my audio sucks. I'm just getting the hang of this. This is my first video. Let me get a little bit of an understanding, and I will make this better for you to make it better for me. In today's video, we'll be discussing 5 player types in Starfield, and we'll be asking that age-old question: which player am I? Now, am I the type of player who can't walk into a room without simply taking everything that isn't nailed to the ground? Or am I the type of player who wants to immerse myself in the world? Maybe become the player.
Been up there, huh? Space? Must be cool. I never get to go to space.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, hold up, I got this one. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have your papers? Well, okay then. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Stop! Be authorized to use deadly force. Ma'am. Ooh, wait. I want to see everything that this game has to offer. Well, here we are on the good old moon. Just checking stuff out. And what the f*** is that? Better yet, I'm gonna mod this game into oblivion. Or maybe I'm something completely different.
I've made a huge mistake.
To begin, I would like to circle back to the Hoarder. Ah, yes, the Hoarder. This is the player type that cannot resist picking up everything. And I mean everything. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh wow, look at this stuff just left here. Totally not for the purpose of a video. I'm gonna take it all. Bump, 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 bump. Toast. Who just leaves toast? Perfectly good toast. You name it, he probably has it in his inventory. Or scattered across his ship. Now it's time to ask ourselves some questions. What exactly is a hoarder?
She was hoarding her poop.
How do you spot a hoarder? Am I a hoarder? Do I have friends who are hoarders? Do I need help? Do they need help? Should we get help together? Well, that's what I'm here for, folks. Lieutenant Obvious at your service. So, let's go over a couple defining traits of the hoarder. Are you a player who finds themselves collecting and hoarding obsessively? Do you have difficulty leaving loot behind? Possibly items? Or anything else? Do you happen to find yourself spending a lot of time managing inventory and storage? Are you crafting and building extensively just to store all of your precious items? Is your ship a mess?
Oh my god!
Now, on the plus side, you have everything in the game. But on the negative side, you have everything in the game. Your standard Starfield player already has to do a lot of inventory management as is. Ah, but you, my friend, you are a special case. You spend literally hours in your inventory menus.
What the f is this piece of shit?
Do you have a hab somewhere in your ship that is just littered with items because you can't fit them into your ship? I mean, well, you can, but you don't want to over-encumber your ship now, do you? So instead, you take those little bit of items and resources and you tuck them away into a little room in your ship. Is that something that may sound familiar to you? If so, sound off in the comments. Now, if I could pull a personal tip from the archive of Lieutenant Obvious, get that little room on your ship.
Do it!
Then put it off in the far corner. Fill it to your heart's content. And when you're done, close that door and just walk away.
Got him!
This could be our little secret. No one has to know. In conclusion, the Hoarder is an obsessive, compulsive collector and spends just way too much time managing inventory. If you don't have to be this guy,
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
don't be this guy. Am I this guy? Well, sometimes. Are you that guy? I don't know. You tell me. Down below. Moving on to bigger and better things, we have the RPGer. Yes, this is a classic. God. This player loves the immersive gameplay experience BGS has to offer. Personally, I went back on Skyrim. I couldn't even tell you how many times or how many hundreds of hours I have sunk into this game. Seriously. Oblivion was my introduction to Bethesda games. And somewhere later down the line, I did play Morrowind. I personally never could really get into Fallout, even New Vegas. A couple ways to tell if you are RPGing. Are you very immersed in the game world? Are you looking at the game for its beauty? Do you take careful consideration in the choices you make? Do you often wonder, what could the consequences be? Are you a player who would rather focus on role-playing rather than min-maxing? Do you like to develop these intricate personalities and these deep moral codes into your character? Do you?
Well, we're waiting.
Alright, now let's discuss how an RPGer is going to take their approach. Typically, your true RPGer is going to have their in-game approach well before they ever set foot in the game. Now, I'm going to show you an example here of a channel that I'd found through the subreddits. Rightfully named A Gamer's Journal. My buddy Adventure Hawkins here, he becomes the player. He thinks like the player. He acts like the player. He indeed is the player. I know what you're thinking. Crazy concept. But just follow me a little longer. And take a look at this video he's recently posted.
Ah, jeez. We lost quite a few of our own, but fortunately, Lynn and Heller were among the survivors. You all alright?
Of course Barrett was being followed. Every time.
Heller, you good?
We're still in one piece.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm gonna throw up.
Okay, you take it easy.
To have suffered fewer casualties than would be expected.
Kept your head.
Thanks, Lynn.
Well, that was some fine work under pressure. You dug up the artifact, right?
Yeah.
That means you saw it. The visions? You're coming with me to Constellation.
Wait.
You're part of this now.
Whoa. Hang on. I didn't ask for any of this.
Could be everything.
Link in the comments below.
Another great
Let's talk about a couple challenges and rewards for the RPGer. Typically, this player type is not focused on min-maxing, more so the RPG element. So, you're not going for all them fancy skills right off rip. But that's okay, because you're here for the rich lore and the storytelling. If you'd like to immerse yourself a little bit more, try to wear the outfit according to the quest line that you're currently playing. You may uncover some hidden dialogue. That being said, I am still very early into the game, and I don't know if every quest line gives you an outfit. You'll have to find that one out for yourselves. Our next player type, with many similarities to the prior two, yet one in its own, I would like to introduce you to the explorer who has an insatiable curiosity to explore every nook and cranny of the game world. If this is you, you probably have an eagerness to discover every planet, location, and all the hidden secrets, taking the time to soak in the game's environment. I would go as far as to say you are dedicated and fully exploring every inch of the Starfield universe, thoroughly examining every planet's landscapes, creatures, and artifacts. Now, this player type's endgame approach caters more so in the interest of uncovering the game's lore and hidden mysteries. The explorer takes great satisfaction in discovering unique and uncharted locations. If you plan to be this player type, why not plot out your course? Have a rough idea, at least, of where your journey is going to take you when. With that being said, the explorer and the RPGer share many similarities, but the explorer is going to optimize his gameplay specifically for charting the stars and exploring every inch of the universe. Alright, we're going to go off the rails a little bit and talk about our fourth player type now, and I give you the modder. Yes, you know, the modder is a unique and influential player in all the Bethesda games. I mean, come on. This player is known to take things to the next level through extensive modding. They turn their game into a passion project with customization and just enhancing the game's overall experience. Having a
very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Installing mods to alter gameplay, visuals, and mechanics. This player has a burning desire to make the game truly unique and tailored to their preferences, and will have a commitment to staying up to date with the modding community. There's many different ways to go about modding your game. For instance, you could just do a simple graphics update, improve textures, lighting, the basics. Or you could just mod the game into oblivion. While it can be difficult finding and putting these mods in games, it can be the ultimate reward. As the modder in Starfield, there's an emphasis on creative freedom and endless possibilities modding offers. Now, normally this is the part where I offer some quick tips, but I truthfully don't have any tips on modding. I have too many games on my plate to put mods in them, and the last time I tried to throw mods on a game was Cyberpunk. And now I have to pull every mod out of that game and start fresh. But if any modders watching this video do have tips to offer, please leave them in the comments below. Don't do it for me. Do it for the community. Now for our last and least, but with the potential to be any of the prior. I give you the Bethesda's game's first timer. For this will be their first true Bethesda experience. So eager with excitement and anticipation for their first journey. Learning the mechanics, lore, and open world aspects for the first time. Exploring the game with new eyes and a fresh sense of wonder. And as I said before, the potential to evolve into any of the other player types as they gain experience. As a first timer, you may walk into a Bethesda game and just feel completely overwhelmed, not knowing what to do, so you try to do everything, and you become player type 1. At least for me, I started as player type 1. And I know what you're thinking. Lieutenant Obvious, how could you? How could you be so deceptive? Well, dear viewer, let me tell you. The answer is, at one point or another, we are all the Hoarder. And as a Bethesda player, that is just something that we have to accept and live with. Now, as a first timer and a Hoarder, over time, you will adapt and you will overcome this obstacle you face. You're going to experience growth, and your playstyle is going to evolve. Evolve into what? You're going to have to answer that for me. If this is your first time playing Starfield, or if you've already had 3 playthroughs but there's one thing that you're just wondering, the Starfield subreddit pages are amazing and have all sorts of answers. And if anyone's got some cool first time experiences, let me know. I'd love to hear them. So, for our very first video here, we have discussed the 5 basic player types, starting with the Hoarder, who needs to take every item, continuing to the RPGer who loves the true immersion, to move on to the explorer who just loves to see everything, carrying over to the modder who prefers an experience just for them. And we concluded with the first timer who has the potential to be any one of the prior four. Do any of these playstyles resonate with you? If so, let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for all your latest Starfield content.